Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm super excited to be able to share with you guys. It is September 1, and I'm excited. I'm excited for the beginning of the month. I'm excited for every day, and it's kind of what I want to share. I was on the Zoom yesterday with Jeremy, and that was fire, and that was exciting. And I was like, great, now I have to follow him because I was like, I want to run a marathon like after his Zoom. So that was good to hear. You're hearing about the end of the month. What are these 200K leaders doing at the beginning of the month? Sometimes it's not so different. Sometimes it's the same. So it's funny. A couple weeks ago, I stayed at Natasha's lake house. I don't know if she's on here or not because I'm on my phone because two of my kids are remote and they both have computers in different rooms right now, just like everyone else probably in the world. But I took a picture of the sunset at Natasha's lake house, and everyone's like, you got to put that in a frame. You got to put that in a frame. I'm thinking, this isn't my house. And how weird if Natasha came over and I had like a big picture of her house, like at my house. She's like, this is weird. But anyways, so that was just awesome. So you guys, my name is Kortney Good. I am from the Toledo, Ohio area, and I have been thriving for 6 years. Crazy how fast this momentum is with this company. You'll feel the momentum if you're in the grind. You're going to feel the momentum if you're connected and you're engaged, right? Well, my 6th year was last month, and I actually missed it. I had somebody message me and say, oh, look, I've been thriving for 6 years. I go, oh my God, I signed you up. And then I just thought, you know what, 6 years later, we are just still running. We are still moving. We are still changing people's lives. So a little bit about my story. Before I started thriving, I was an assistant for a chiropractor. I was a personal trainer for 16 years. I used to work for a homeopathic doctor for a few years. So health and wellness has always been super, super important to me. I was a person that came from, 18 to 20 supplements a day for 15 years. Your doctors tell you to take vitamins. I did that, never noticed anything. Saw Thrive on Facebook, decided to jump in after a few months of watching. And once by day 7, day 10, this product completely changed my life. I couldn't believe there was actually a story attached to vitamins and minerals. I've taken them all. You name it, I've taken it 10 times over. I always tell people at the end of my vitamin career, I was literally buying just prettier labels than the month before because there was nothing that actually changed my life. There was nothing that ever did anything. And so Thrive, literally, I just went running with this. I thought, man, if I can change people's lives with 3 simple steps in the morning, I am just going to put my blinders on and go. Obviously I had some hiccups at the beginning. I had a lot of big hiccups. And I think it's the same for a lot of all of you, maybe not, but I let the outside noise attack what I wanted to do. It was attacking my dreams, my goals for my family. I was so worried about what every single person thought of me. I've always been like that. So it wasn't anything new. I just really cared about what people thought. And through self-developing and getting on, calls, obviously 6 years ago, and staying engaged and getting in the grind and personal development is the only reason why I'm here right now. Because one person saying something nasty or 5 or 10 can literally catapult what you do, because you're so focused on all the noise and you kind of forget about your goals and your dreams. So let's talk about that a little bit today. September 1, you guys. And for most of you, like we do with our team, is, we send our upline our goals for the month. We've been doing that for 6 years. And it's that accountability, is it sending you can have your month detailed goals, your year goals or whatever, but is your goals this month to get 4 new customers or, get $2,000 more in sales or whatever that is. Let somebody know what your goals are each and every month. And you kind of look at it as like a clean slate, right? Like New Year's, beginning of the year, clean slate, everything's fresh. Beginning of the month, clean slate, everything's fresh. But if we want to get real, on a 12:30 on a Tuesday afternoon, you guys, September 1, I know you guys have probably written down your goals. And I always tell people, don't take 5 minutes to write down your 30-day goals. There's no way that you actually have figured out the time that you could put in to reach those goals. You have to literally think about the things that you have time for, the things that you're going to do. Because if you keep setting yourself up for like failure, and people do, they're like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do all these things in September, but they only give it like a 5% give. They're only really putting 5% into the goals. And at the end of your month or the end of the week, whatever, how you ever splitting your goals up for the month, then you start getting super mad. Like, man, I didn't do that. I didn't do this. But right now, today, September 1, let's do a little checkup from the neck up. Like, let's just get real here. If you guys are on the Zoom or you're watching the recording, you're engaged, you want more, you're like, give me something, you know what I mean? Give me something today that I can help with my business. But when I want to talk about getting real, so September 1, what happens September 9th, you guys? What does your goals look like 9 days from now? How are you running for your goals, let's say 9 days from now? Let's say 3 days from now. You guys, we have to get up every single day, and we have to choose growth every single day. Not just September 1, not just October 1, not just beginning of the year. You literally have to wake up and choose growth every single day, again and again and again. Same thing you have to do tomorrow morning. Every day you wake up, you have to overcome fear again and again and again. And I think what happens is we listen to an audio, we listen to a motivational, speaker or a video on, whatever. And first thing in the morning, you're jacked up. You're like, oh my God, I'm so excited. I'm going to do all these things. I feel motivated. I just listen to this video or the Zoom or whatever, listen to Paul, Jason, or any of your leaders. And then all of a sudden you get done off that video or you get done writing your goals and there's no movement, literally no movement or you want it, but we're not doing the do to get the get, right? So I want to talk about some things that we can do, you can do, and we might be a little bit selfish on this Zoom today. Can we just do September 1, just start thinking about you a little bit and not always just your team and what is your team doing? What is your team doing? Because they're going to do what you do. We hear that a million times. I don't want to go too far into that. But what I think is we get up and we're like, okay, what do I got to do for my team? I got to get a contest going. Of course, I already thought that this morning too, and I have things and prizes for it. But I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Let me work on me for like a hot minute here. You know what I mean? But you got to think about what are you doing to control your day? What are you doing to control your life? And I think the way we show up in the morning is really the way that our day is set up, right? But I think that, I put something on my team page the other day and it said, reach up to an upline that you haven't reached out to ever or in a really long time. And I had a lot of people reach out to me and I was like, sweet, you know what I mean? And my question was to mostly, I think all of them, but maybe a couple, because I probably knew the answer. How much are you self-developing? Do you guys know that 98% of them said they're not? 98% said they're not self-developing, or I should be, or that's what I'm lacking on. But here's the thing. Guess what, y'all? You think about how much water do you drink every day? You do. You're thinking about it. You're worried about what's going in your body. You're like, I shouldn't have ate that, or oh my God, I'm so glad I ate that. And you're worried about, did you take a walk? Did you go to the gym? Did you exercise? You're so focused on your outside, right? But nobody worries about the thing that controls everything is their mind, and they're not feeding it. I mean, I'm not talking feeding your mind and self-developing once a week. I'm talking that's something that you got to do every day. Do you want to know why? Because life is real, and it comes and smacks you upside the face at any point in any given time. You could be having the best day ever, and then something happens. Now, could you imagine if every day and every week and every month and whatever, you say that you're going to do this and you don't, and then you start slowing down in the process because you're beating yourself up so much. So September 1, don't just focus on your goals and you're setting them all. Yeah, focus on your goals, but September 1, I'm going to do this. You better see those. So I ride my Peloton bike, not every morning, but most mornings. My goals are in front of my bike. I see them every time I'm on there. every time I'm on there. So they're not escaping me, they're there. Write your goals down. But you guys, if you're not visualizing them, if they're not on your screensaver on your phone, if they're not on your desk, I don't even care if they're on your kitchen table, if you're in your kitchen the most, put that somewhere that you are going to see it every single day. You guys, income seldom exceeds personal development. It really does, because you literally have, there's not one person I know that is successful just in their mind and successful in business or whatever that doesn't say, I don't personal develop every day. Or people that are in business, there's not one person that I know that's pretty doing well, financially, that says I don't self-develop. They all got stories, they got like a routine, and they can talk about it, you know what I mean? And so that's important. And how is that important to me? I don't know. I'm not going to get into this too much, but I love to master my morning. I like to get it done first thing in the morning. But personal development, some people are like, oh, I don't got time for it, right? We got time to constantly worry about what we put in our body, and if we're exercising, if we're drinking enough water, and if our skin looks good, and our stomach looks fine, and our toes look awesome. We worry about that all the time. But again, the most important thing to focus on is your mind, because all that stuff will just be a lot easier if you do the checkup from the neck up. But it can't be once a month. It can't be just for 9 days out of the month. It literally has to be every single day you wake up. You want to have like that awesome desire that you are going to like have the best day. You have to get into that mindset where this is going to be awesome. This is going to be a great day. I am going to spend 10 minutes on whatever. Like, you guys, I'm reading and self-developing so much that I don't even know what book I'm reading. I know that sounds terrible. This is my mornings and my afternoons. I'm reading Hero Maker, The Greatest Salesman in the World, the Holy Bible, because who doesn't need that? Lessons on Success from Napoleon Hill. Like, there's no way that I could get away from not putting that stuff in my mind every single day. So when someone says, I don't have time, even if you have 5 minutes, you have time, you can build on that. But personal development is actually a major time saver, guys. You actually save time by personal development. How? Because the better you become at something, the less time it's going to take you to achieve those goals. You get better at something, you know what I mean? Then everything starts to get quicker. So then you're developing. It saves time, you guys, because you get better at what you're doing, and then your goals can be achieved quicker. I hope that makes sense. First of the month, and I don't want, that's all I'm kind of talking about. Hold on, what time am I? Okay, 12:43, Susan. I want to see what time I had. And here's the thing, what I just said a couple of minutes ago, let's be a little bit selfish today. Let's be a tiny bit selfish, because the greatest investment that you could do for you and for your family and for the entire world is to invest in yourself. You guys, seriously, like, I know it's not happening. We're on here. You know what I learned? I don't even know who I learned it from. It was like 9 months ago, and I don't even know who said it, and I wish I can give that person credit. But I was on a Zoom or I was on a call, and they said, you know how you learn, but that you don't take anything that you learn, and you don't put it out there, you're not doing anything with it. But once you get on a Zoom, and let's say it's this Zoom, maybe it's Jeremy's from yesterday, maybe it's Paul and Jason's from tonight, and there's something that fires you up, and that, like, oh my God, I want to do that. Do it right away. Do it in the next 15 minutes. Don't wait to do it. Don't wait to do the next day. Raise your hand. I mean, when's the last time that you said, that you get off, you're on a Zoom, you're on a call, or you're listening to a video, and you're like, oh my God, that's freaking amazing. And you never did anything with it. And I think that's where we beat ourselves up. I think that we can start off at a high note maybe in the morning, and all the things that we say we're going to do or not do, we start to do, right? And then we start to, like, gosh, by 8 o'clock at night, we're like, God, I feel so terrible. Then you start to paralyze yourself because you're beating yourself up for not doing the things that you said you were going to do. You guys, this company, this product isn't going to come around again in our lifetime. It's just not. So why wouldn't you just put everything that you have? And you guys, this isn't hard work. This is growing you as a person. You guys, life is growth. I mean, you can't just keep going in life without growing, you know what I mean? Without wanting to grow. I mean, you could not grow, but obviously, why would you want to do that? You know, and never take that for granted that all we have a product that we literally just have to share, attach somebody to information. They get to your website and then get to the point where they order. Lavelle sends everything to them. You got to do anything. You just have to keep sharing your story. Don't forget that we're a part of a company that's for free, that you're not paying to be a part of, and they do all the dirty work, meaning the shipping. We don't want to deal with that. And it's not dirty, but you know what I mean? We just have to get the person to the, you know, teaching what this has done for us, sharing what this has done for us. And then Lavelle takes care of the hard work, guys, which is packaging things, shipping things, doing all the prettiness. We just get to share and share and share and share. I want to challenge you guys. Think of a couple things, just maybe one thing that you do each day that you wish that you didn't do. Is it, I don't know, hitting the snooze button, you know, one time, or I don't know, whatever it is for you. It's probably different for a lot of us. What about replacing a bad habit with a good habit? Think of something. You know, the time that you spend on doing this, is it just scrolling social media and you literally have no idea what just happened to the last hour of your life or 20 minutes of your life? When you start replacing your bad habits with good habits, you guys, guess what? We're closer to success again. You can keep getting closer to success every single day, but you have to stay consistent with it. And I think that what's going on in the world right now, and it's a new month, and let's hope we don't get all these craziness happen this month. Let's just hope for that. But the world does steal our focus, right? The world steals our focus. But what we focus on grows, right? So like if we're so focused on all the negative things and all the things that we're not doing and all the things that you say that your team said they're going to do and they're not going to do, and you did a call and 5 people got on and you're so, you know, you wish there was 20, and all the things you did a 3-way call and you botched it, like, or whatever it is, we hold on to things that we make mistakes, you know. And for me, I think if I fail, I'm going forward, because if you're failing, that means that you're trying. But again, you guys, what you're focusing on today and tomorrow and the next thing, that's what's going to grow. So make sure you're focusing on something that you want to grow. Okay, there's probably a million things that you're like, okay, then I shouldn't be doing that. I shouldn't be doing that. You guys, and that's a lot of self-driven part of who you are. But again, you can't do it on your own. I don't think you can. Maybe you can. Maybe you could go through life and just rock it out. But I don't know anybody that has. And developing is something that you should do if you were not in this business, just to get by in life. You know what I mean? And just to be that person, you know, out there helping someone else. But I want you guys to ask yourself this question too. I'm asking you to ask a lot of questions. Ask yourself this question right now. Are you in like a maintenance mode where you're just doing just enough to get by? You're doing just enough to feel that you are working your business, right? Or are you all in? Are you all in like growth mode? Like, I'm growth, I'm all in. Like, dude, if someone talks to me about self-development, I feel confident saying this is what I do. And you guys, again, you change when you start developing. You're not the same person. You start to change the more that you grow, right? Vision boards. I mean, gosh, I could be a broken record right now, September 1 or the beginning of any month. Vision boards, who looks at those? Anybody? You have them? Don't look at them. You have them. They're just kind of like collecting dust up. You guys, I had my vision boards up behind me in my office for a long time. I'm not in my office very much. I literally had to move them to my bedroom. Like, they're on the side of my bed. So when I get up in the morning, I work out. When I stretch in front of my vision boards. One's a visual and one's affirmations. I literally go through the thing every single morning, and I see what my future is. So here's the deal. So what happens at 2 o'clock in the afternoon? Let's say something comes and smacks me upside the face. But you know what? My morning was set up. I saw my goals. What if it was as simple as a friend just telling me they can't believe I'm still thriving after 6 years? You know, people are crazy. They say the weirdest things. But I have a vision. I'm taking my kids to, you know, to Destin, Florida next year. And and now am I focused on doing something for my family, or am I focused on my friend that's so worried about that I'm still thriving? You know what I mean? We have a product, capsules, lifestyle mix, and a DFT that literally makes us a better person first thing in the morning. You guys, there's people out there that have products. I'm not downing any other company by any means. I don't even care if it's freaking hair ties. I'm not even talking health and wellness. But they don't have something that gets them up every morning and literally wakes their brain up. You have a product that actually gets you going for the day. And that way you are that person. You have 110 plus quality vitamins and minerals that you blast in your body the first 30 minutes of the day. That's already changing your day. Keep going. You fed the body, you fed this, now let's feed this, right? You guys have to do it. Ask your leaders I'll tell you what I'm loving right now, like unbelievable. I don't know if you guys are listening to this or reading this. The Greatest Salesman in the World. I ain't gonna lie, the first 3 chapters, I was like, what is happening here? I don't know if I can do this. And now I love it so much. It's just unbelievable. And here, real quick with this, I'm gonna say this really quick. There's chapters that you have, they're called scrolls, that you have to read 3 times a day for 30 days. When I first heard that, I'm like, 3 times a day for 30 days, that's crazy. But guess what? You have to do things like that for it to literally sink into your brain. There's no way this conversation we're going to have here today that you're going to remember everything I said, or what Susan's going to share tomorrow on her team call. You just have to keep listening, and you have to keep growing. And it's just about, how are you showing up every day, you guys? How are you showing up in life every single morning, and in your conversations with people? You know how Paul always talks about how to win friends, influence people? You guys know that you could be literally around a thriver and be like, dude, they've never read that book or listened to that audio. You know what I mean? Like, how to win friends and influence people. The way you treat other people is going to get you so far in life. You know, what is that? I don't even know who says it. Like, you know, if you could become like best friends or something with somebody, if you would invest your time in them. I don't even know. I don't remember the quote. But we are in a people business. People are not happy. They're scared. They don't know what's going to happen in the world. They didn't know about that even before COVID. Okay. There was people just kind of hanging on the edge. There might be people over the edge now of just, I don't know what to do. But you guys, if you are going to share health and wellness, and you're going to share good vibes only, you're obviously doing that on social media. I'm feeling good. This is awesome. This is great. This is life. But then you're talking to somebody and you don't have those same vibes. You know what I mean? So you guys, pay attention to what other people are saying to you. Listen to others. And stop making this all about you. What can you do? Social media, I mean, gosh, just love on people. You know what I mean? If you have people that are not thriving with you yet, that have been ghosting you, or you've talked to 25 times and they're still not thriving with you, and because you want to, go to their Facebook today and just say, oh my God, I think you're wonderful, or whatever it is about that person. Say something nice to people, and nobody really out there feels encouraged ever. I put a post on my Facebook the other day about my pastor. I've been meeting with them since last October, really frequently now. And we started off like meeting for like 30 minutes, and they're ending up being like an hour and a half. Well, I put a post about him on Facebook, like how much he's changing my life. And then I seen him at church on Sunday, and he says, you know, Kortney, no one's ever done that. It's like 20 years older than me. And I'm like, you know what? And I wasn't actually surprised. Not because nobody should have done that for him, but I get that doesn't happen in the world. That appreciation of you appreciating somebody. If you think like Susan is appreciated every day, and you just think she's just walking around feeling, I'm appreciated by everyone, I guarantee you there's a lot of days she doesn't feel that. Because you're in the grind, you're doing the thing. I remember my upline, Chastity Marie. I remember going to her house last year, and she's like, nobody wants to talk to me. Not nobody wants to talk to her, but she feels like everyone thinks she's too busy. Everyone thinks Susan's too busy, so they stop reaching out. You know what I mean? Like, no, like keep it going, keep that connection going. What else do I want to say? I don't even know. Oh, last thing I'll say, and I think this is important. I think this can change a little bit of your mindset when it comes to being a Lavelle brand promoter. Obviously, it's free to be a promoter with Lavelle, but what if you woke up every single morning and you treated it like you just invested $250,000 to be a part of Lavelle? Do you think you would change your business? You think you would change the way you show up every day? Think about it like that. That is actually where it's crazy, because people have already made this money like a long time ago, even that. You know what I mean? Just wake up every day and act like you just invested a quarter of a whatever. I don't even care if you say $10,000. You know what I mean? But act like you've been invested, and see if you change the way you treat this business. Don't treat the business as it's free to be a part of. Again, this company, this product, something like this in our lifetime is never going to come around again. You'll never say down the road, a year from now and 6 months from now, I'm glad I didn't really work the business in hyper mode all the time. I'm so glad I just sat back. You'll never say that. You'll always say, I wish I would have done more. I wish, you know how many people I've seen on social media in the last 3 weeks that left Lavelle? I don't even know what company they went to or anything like that, but are already back. Like, promoter, I'm like, wait, hold on a second. You know what I mean? Y'all, I'm telling you, this is the absolutely best opportunity you have, but it's how you show up every day. What are you going to put in your brain? September 1, don't just think about and write down your goals today. If you haven't written down your goals today, don't take 5 minutes to write down your goals. Give yourself 20 minutes, because you have to know the time that you have to reach those goals, right? And do it every month. Send it to your upline, but have it visual. A visual of something that you want is you're going to reach those way quicker than if it's just in the back of your mind, right? So put it on your cell phone, what you want to do for this month, even if it's simple as I want to self-develop 20 minutes a day. You know, if you don't have Audible, download that. Your first book is free. Whatever. I mean, you can message me. I can give you a whole list of books. But anyways, well, I appreciate you guys jumping on with me. I hope I didn't go all over the place. But again, with Lavelle, the end of the month is almost like the beginning of the month. It doesn't really change here in much. You know what I mean? So set your goals every single day, not just once a month. Thank you, Susan.
Can you name that book again? I wrote it down, but greatest salesman in the world, right?
Yes.
Let's see who, I want to write down who wrote that book. I wonder if you can get it on audio. You're very disciplined to actually sit down and read a book. I am not that way.
I do both. You can do audio.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So if any of y'all have any questions, put them in the chat real quick. We have a couple of minutes left. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.